What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and Ryan Clark and Marcellus Wiley is still going at it, man. Now these guys, they've been at it for the last few days, but we ended with the last video talking about how Marcellus Wiley called Ryan Clark out for talking tough with him and saying when he see him, say cheese. Pretty much saying because that's all you're gonna do. You're gonna talk tough on the internet and do this. And Ryan Clark pretty much was saying, let's spar on the show, and I'm not coming with that type of energy. But Ryan Clark did say he wasn't as chatty last time he saw him in person. So, he said a couple things that could be interpreted different ways, but they're still going at it today. So you had Ryan Clark share something on X saying, "Hey, at Marcellus Wiley, you forgot to tell all your followers about our interaction at Catch for the Super Bowl. Like I said, we were not alone in Vegas. You just couldn't let me be when I ignored you. So now I'm not ignoring you anymore. Let's have this conversation man to man." And he shows a little exchange of text messages with someone he's close with where they're talking about, oh, Marcellus chirping again. And, I guess Ron Clark is saying he always is. I'm just finally tired of it, but yada, yada, yada. So he's pretty much saying that the eyewitness is saying this stuff, that was there that day. Okay. And so Ron Clark continues. He says, at Marcellus Wiley, got your phone number, brother. Just left you a voicemail, and I'll shoot you a text message so we can have the conversation on your show to speak to the truth. Let's not play Twitter games. Let's be men about it. And he had Marcellus Wiley again. He said, DM'd you about having a public conversation on your platform. No edits, no doctoring. I'm checking all lives. And you can see some of the things Ron Clark said over the last 12 hours or whatever. He says, you have a strange fascination with me that I will never understand, but it's about to get deaded now. When's the show? If we don't do that, you're the coward I believe you to be. And also, he said, you know the deal, and we can have the conversation. Also, don't forget the interaction at Catch happened in front of the entire NFL crew, Dan Orlovsky, at Laura Rutledge, and Mina Kimes. Got to see it up close. Don't play this game. I checked you about the lie you told pertaining to this exact picture. I'll come on your show and tell the story. Let me know when. See if you lie on camera. And so you have Marcellus Wiley. He clapped back at this again. And he came at Ryan Clark again, man. He says, Ryan's crying apology video by a pawn coming in 3, 2, 1. At real Ryan Clark for the 1000th time. I'm not fighting you, little man. So stop trying to play this tough card for the world. It's exposing you. Texting yourself about me on your bat phone and screenshotting it like a teenager is real tough. What's next? You going to meet me at a flagpole after school with Mina Kimes and Laura Rutledge? Here's our deal. Keep race baiting and killing athletes you don't like, and I'll keep covering sports commentators, and calling out the BS. And I don't want you on my show. We don't do guests. Deal? Deal. Sorry they don't have black hands, so I know you're mad now. So he's talking about the emoji, and he's really digging at Ryan Clark for what he calls race baiting. And here's Ryan. He says, nah, bruh, don't run from it. Ain't no bat phone, and you know it's true. It's why you don't deny it. In front of your wife, you back down like a coward. You refuse to talk man to man, one on one or otherwise. Talk sports, bro, you barely have a show. You seem to only want to talk about or tweet me, but you verbally spar, right? Let's do it. What's to lose? It'll give your career a spark. It needs it, clearly. I called. I DM. I tried to handle this like a gentleman. You didn't want that. So here we are. Let's sit next to one another in front of a camera and hash this out. So here's my thoughts on this. Ryan Clark offered to appear on the podcast, even if they have to go on Jason's show. Ryan Clark, I do like that he offers to come verbally spar. Like Ryan Clark at least will get on a platform. Whether you agree with him or not, if you have something to say about him or you feel like he's race baiting and different things, he will come on there and try to clarify that. So I think Marcellus, to have this conversation, if I'm going to keep talking about somebody and they want to come defend themselves and we're in the same industry. I think that's par for the course. You know what I'm saying? I think now see the thing is I guess but the flip side of that also would be Marcellus Wiley probably knows Ryan Clark a little better than we do, and he probably doesn't see the conversation going anywhere. I would say if he can't come on the show, um, I don't know, man. I can't tell you to not talk about him, but he does want to get a narrative out there about himself from his mouth on your platform, on live. And he's been on different people's shows. I've seen Ryan Clark show up on some other YouTuber shows, and I know he said Marcellus barely has a platform. Um, that would also incline me not to invite you. If you say I barely have a platform, then why would you want to come on it? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like a conversation could be had. Especially he's one of the people that want to talk. Maybe Marcellus feel like he wants to come on over talk him in some different things, but now I think Ryan Clark hear him out, and I think Marcellus is very intelligent in what he says, and um, his platform is going good, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Marcellus gets on what he wants. He talks about what he wants, and he gets to cover what he wants. Um, and in the pivot, what I'm saying, I guess Ryan Clark can do that on there too, but he doesn't have any corporate ties. Marcellus can go out there and be himself now. But he is, upset about the FS1 thing when he thinks about how Acho and potentially Joy Taylor colluded together to go to the higher ups to get him removed off the platform. So clearly, if he's going to go through the trouble to sue, maybe he does feel some sort of way about being let go, and maybe he still wanted to be there. But I think, coming out and starting your own podcast and everything, I think that's dope. Marcellus Wiley, I will say this: he's been consistent about calling out people in media he feels like is doing this, and I don't know if he's pandering to a crowd. This is always being Marcellus Wiley's takes. And sometimes going against the popular is good. Sometimes it might not be popular in the black community, but it need to be said. Um, we'll talk about all these things, and then we'll lift up drill rappers, in our community. So these harsh truths, they got to be talked about at times. Um, Brian Clark, he'll stand on it. He'll stand on what he say. And that's one thing I can respect about him. And that's why I'm saying I want this conversation to take place. Now might not even be the time while the tension is a little high, but eventually I'd love to see these two sit down, meeting of the minds, see where each other's coming from. Don't gotta agree, can shake hands, walk away, and don't have to disparage each other going forward. But now it's spilled on social media. Um, you can let it blow over, but again, I'd like to show them that we can sit down and talk when we have a disagreement, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.